Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, a memorial service honors the life and accomplishments of longtime beach mayor Meyera Oberndorf. A ribbon cutting and grand opening highlight the city's newest recreation center at Bow Creek. Plus, spring is on the horizon. Are your flowers starting to bloom? Stay tuned as we'll preview next month's home and garden tour. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello, and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Diana Cartwright. Thanks for joining us. Virginia Beach has lost one of its finest ambassadors with the passing of longtime Mayor Meyera Oberndorf. The former mayor passed away Friday, March 13th in Charlotte, North Carolina, after a long-fought battle with Alzheimer's.
Meyera was an extraordinary woman. Every positive word in the dictionary describes her.
Meyera was many things to many people: devoted daughter, dear friend, a loving wife, mother, and grandmother. But for the countless people whose lives she touched, she will forever be remembered as Mayor Meyera. Her two daughters and grandchildren were joined by the community for this heartfelt event.
In the case of Meyera Oberndorf, that is not a difficult task to perform for those of you who knew her as mayor, in her public capacity, for those of you who were her friends, and for those of us who are her family. Our hearts are broken.
More than 700 family, friends, politicians, and citizens attended the memorial service held at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. They relived some of the glory from her 43 years of dedicated and passionate service to the city.
She fought so many good fights on behalf of this city. The fight for the Lake Gaston pipeline, the fight for more jobs, the fight for the sound of freedom. When that terrible beast known as cancer took aim at her, we saw tremendous strength and incredible courage as she fought for her life and came out triumphant.
Meyera was a familiar face within every neighborhood and organization throughout Virginia Beach. She attended every event she could, whether it was for a few friends or 1,000. Madam Mayor was on the scene. Meyera's longtime associate, ever since she was a student violinist and now an accomplished artist, Annika Jenkins, graced the crowd with her beautiful and passionate tribute to her lost friend.
I'd like to talk with you for a few minutes about her as a person whose heart was always moved by people who were ill or disabled or struggling with poverty.
Jenkins spoke of Meyera's understanding of an illness that would eventually affect her.
In the early 1980s, the city of Virginia Beach was approached by families who needed help coping with a disease that few of us had any experience with, and that disease was Alzheimer's disease. They needed help because at that time, so little was known about the disease, and there certainly were no specialized services available.
Meyera's understanding of an illness that she was an avid advocate for in earlier years and sadly would eventually succumb to herself.
As I'm sure the community in Virginia Beach knows, my Nana was like a magnet, attracting everyone around her with a bright smile and kind words. Even if she didn't know the language of a country we traveled to, she always made every person who was hosting us understand how grateful she was.
And how grateful our community is.
There will never, ever be another Meyera Oberndorf.
Meyera was buried next to her husband Roger at a local cemetery in her hometown of Hampton. If you missed the ceremony, you can watch it on VBTV or log on to vbgov.com to catch it on the web. Meyera Oberndorf was 74 years old at the time of her passing. As mentioned in the ceremony, Meyera was the mayor of the people, always on hand to represent the city with style and, more importantly, grace. She was a true history maker for Virginia Beach, and the following video presentation honors her storied history with the resort city.
For Virginia Beach Television, I'm Mayor Meyera Oberndorf. Thank you for watching.
Her mom was a pharmacist and her father an attorney. But Meyera Oberndorf decided to be a public servant, serving on city council for 12 years prior to her 20-year stint as mayor of Virginia Beach.
They both said to me, if you're going to do this, you need to find people to work with you. You cannot be all by yourself. And my mother kept saying, be careful. Don't become an I, me, and my. When you work with people, it's all of us.
Before her public service, she served 10 years on the Virginia Beach Public Library Board. Weeks prior to her departure from the mayor's office, the Virginia Beach City Council voted unanimously for the Central Library to be renamed after her because of her dedication and service to the libraries.
I was thrilled. I felt like Peter Pan, you know, dancing on my toes and smiling, because I love reading.
She took tremendous pride in providing educational opportunities for all children. One of her proudest moments was when she met Annika Jenkins, who at the time was only 10 years old.
Kids like me, who love music and dance and theater, deserve a place to enjoy it in their own community.
She came to the city council. She pulled out a huge glass jug, I guess, and she came up to all of us on the council. And she had collected all this money from the children in the schools, and my heart was beating with such pride in this child.
Meyera Oberndorf has always been very passionate about the arts and its impact on the Virginia Beach community. For many years, she pushed for a performing arts center and was delighted when the city was finally able to construct the Sandler Center for the Performing Arts.
I wasn't looking for anything for my children or myself. I just wanted to be sure that we were making wise investments.
During her 20 years as the first directly elected and first woman mayor of Virginia Beach, she was instrumental in bringing much-needed economic development projects to the city. The Virginia Beach Convention Center, the Lake Gaston Pipeline, the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, and the Town Center, just to name a few. All contributions that helped develop Virginia Beach into the great city that it is today. Meyera Oberndorf prides herself on being a key contributor in shaping the culture of this city into a fun and friendly, family-oriented community.
I just really love people. I mean, it isn't about anything more than let's look out for each other. Let's build a community that's safe and people respect each other.
If you go through our city and see the wonderful educational system we have, the wonderful libraries we have, the wonderful parks and recreation, and that the successes of our public-private partnerships, Meyera was just a big part of making all of that happen. I go around this city and tell everyone this is the greatest city in the world. Well, I can't say that. I couldn't say that without all the hard work that Meyera put in prior to me becoming mayor.
Meyera's example was that, you know, she was so intimate with the regular people. And, you know, and I think, you know, that's what we can't forget, you know, that we're there to serve the people. We're not there as a politician with some individual agenda to go out and do. You know, we have to really make sure we're working with the people and are concerned with our citizens. And Meyera was just the best at that. There's no doubt about it. She just had this relationship with every soul she ever met.
Meyera Oberndorf, we could never, ever, ever have afforded the public relations that Meyera brought to this city from overseas and in America. She was chosen by Sister Cities International to host a delegation of mayors of 14 people to travel Europe and determine whether there was any sister cities available, and that's how we got North Down.
She was an incredible person in terms of just boundless energy and enthusiasm for the city, just cared about every person in this city in a very personal, warm way. And she'd been described as the Jewish mother of Virginia Beach. That's really what she was. I mean, she was just wonderful to work with and cared so deeply about our city and its future, and wanted the very best for everybody, every citizen in this community.
All of us have special memories of the former mayor. The building that bears her name, the Meyera E. Oberndorf Central Library, has a collection of her memorabilia on display of their main floor. The library is located at 4100 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Virginia Beach has 7 recreation centers spread across the city, and one of the original structures was recently rebuilt and is open for business.
There you go.
And with that ribbon cutting, the city's newest recreation center at Bow Creek welcomed the community.
Parks and Recreation Department strives to give our citizens dynamic spaces to pursue healthy and active lifestyles.
And active lifestyles are good things to hear at the city's newest center. Community members joined city leaders for the grand opening event and tour of the 70,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility.
Bow Creek was one of our oldest facilities, and it was quite antiquated. So the ability of being able to build a brand new facility that has many new features which our citizens are demanding is great to be able to serve them.
Cardio equipment, free weights, group fitness classes, a large auditorium, a luxurious pool with lap lanes, and more are just a handful of the amenities offered at the new center.
And we have many other fantastic amenities, including a large fitness and wellness center. We have a double gymnasium, which is brand new to Bow Creek. And we also have a preschool area, which is going to be fantastic for all our young citizens.
Preschoolers also got in on the action as their excitement at times was overwhelming. But if peace and quiet is on your agenda, Bow Creek does offer something no other rec center in the city can offer.
The unique feature of the recreation center is that it's connected directly to the golf course. So golfers, and we've got the family golf center that's right behind us, that golfers can come in. So we share the parking lot. Folks can come in, they can come use the recreation center and also come in and golf as well.
Bow Creek is located right off of Rosemont Road and is open 7 days a week. For hours of operation and information on how to become a member, log on to vbgov.com/Bow Creek or give them a call at the number listed below. Each year, the Rotary Club of Cape Henry recognizes individuals who go above and beyond the call of duty and are truly making a difference in our community.
For the past several years, the Rotary Club of Cape Henry has recognized those that serve not only as paid members of the Virginia Beach Public Safety community, but also those that volunteer their time.
For the 5th year in a row, Cape Henry Rotary has recognized public safety providers in our city.
I've never in my career worked with an officer that has the dedication and compassion that MPO Philippone displays on a continued basis.
Master Police Officer Frank Philippone has been named the 2014 Public Safety Officer of the Year.
Let's give it up for Officer Philippone.
Philippone has been an officer for 12 years. He strives to educate the public and be compassionate. He's also a professional boxer. He uses that to help build a rapport with the public.
When we talk about boxing, kids they start to open up a little bit, especially in the communities that I patrol that may be highly populated or crime-ridden. You know, they look at that and they think, man, that's something I can do. That's something interesting.
2013 alone, Mr. Askew donated more than 1,300 hours of service to the city.
EMS Captain Nick Askew was named the 2014 Public Safety Volunteer of the Year. He joined the Emergency Medical Services right out of high school back in 2005.
I couldn't ask for a better opportunity. It's absolutely what I love to do. The family that I have at the Ocean Park Rescue Squad, the relationships and friendships that I've built, I couldn't ask for a better opportunity the city's given me, so it makes it easy.
The Cape Henry Rotary Club consists of about 60 members and meets throughout the year. They host several charity events and are dedicated to giving back to the community. Spring has officially sprung, and now that the mercury is rising and the flowers are blooming, it's time to crack open the windows and dust off those winter blues. And what better way to celebrate spring than by taking part in America's largest open house, Historic Garden Week. Homes across the state will open their doors and gardens to the public, and this year, homes near the north end are rolling out their welcome mats. On Wednesday, April 22nd, patrons can check out 5 private homes and gardens, as well as the new Brock Environmental Center, and access to 6 nearby historic properties during the Virginia Beach House and Garden Tour. From oyster gardens to beautiful flowers, visitors can see it all. A luncheon will also be held at the Princess Anne Country Club, and participants can browse the garden market, featuring beautiful gifts for the home and garden. Historic Garden Week is the largest and oldest statewide house and garden tour in the nation. For ticket information, log on to vagardenweek.org. All proceeds from the purchase of tickets go to the restoration and preservation of the historic gardens throughout the state. The date again for the garden tour is Wednesday, April 22nd. Coming up next on Access Virginia Beach, the city launches 2 new mobile apps. One keeps you informed, while the other lets you inform. We'll explain the details. Stay tuned. AVB will be right back after these messages.
Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. Military parents, wondering how your military service benefits could help you to go to college? Would you like to learn how your years of service could help to fund your child's college education? VTC's Educational Opportunity Center, EOC, and Fleet and Family Support Center, NAS Oceana, will conduct a free workshop, Funding a College Education and Understanding Your GI Bill Benefits, Wednesday, April 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Oceana Naval Air Station, Building 223, CNATTU Auditorium. Learn about funding programs and how to apply for financial aid. The presentations are designed to assist rising high school juniors and seniors, parents of high school students, and active duty and veteran adult learners. High school students are encouraged to attend with their parents. A question and answer session will follow presentations. For more information, contact Daryl Greenwell at 489-3329 or Brian Scott at 433-2912, or forward your questions to the email addresses on your screen. Spring testing has gotten underway at some schools. To learn more about which tests will be administered and the dates and times for testing that will affect your child, please visit phoebeschools.com and sign into the VBCPS Parent Portal to view the division's calendar. To learn more about important deadlines or to see a complete calendar of Parent Connection events, visit phoebeschools.com and click on the Parent tab at the top of the page.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Diana Cartwright. Scammers are posing as home health care workers in an effort to steal money and valuables. Here's more from Macy Pridgeon, Public Information Officer for the Virginia Beach Commonwealth's Attorney's Office.
Scammers show up at your door pretending to be home health care nurses, but that is far from the truth. Once inside, one distracts you while the other rummages through your home for money and valuables. Beware of this scam. Most home health care providers will not show up unannounced. Here's what you should do to avoid falling victim. Keep your door locked. Verify their identity and reason for their visit. Check for a legitimate badge that shows their name, photo, and place of employment. Place money in a safe place. If an employee claims to be from Centera, call 553-3000 to verify their identity. Remember to trust your instincts. If you ever feel threatened or scared for your safety, call 911. If you have fallen victim to this crime, call the Police Department Detective Bureau at 385-4101.
Alan Stolley, Commonwealth's Attorney, in partnership with you to keep Virginia Beach safe.
Just a few weeks ago, scammers targeted a neighborhood in Norfolk and one in Virginia Beach, so be on the lookout. The city has just launched 2 new mobile apps to make city services and information more available.
The first is VB Connect, which is kind of a portal to all of the city's mobile content. So what we have done is basically taken a lot of stuff that we have on our existing vbgov.com site and kind of packaged it up in a mobile-friendly manner. VB Connect is basically a mobile application that packages both city services and our mobile applications into a single location.
The app contains a collection of various city information. Featured articles implanted in the carousel are joined by job listings, news releases, department listings, council member contacts, and a listing of all the city's mobile applications.
The other application we have is VB Works. VB Works is basically a application that lets citizens report non-emergency issues or request services. And the idea with that app is that instead of having to call different departments to find out where you need to send your request, you have a single manner where you can submit any of your issues.
This new app has many uses compared with how we used to do business. Most importantly, it makes it more visible.
With the old method, if you were to call and the issue would go to a single operator, and that would be kind of the end of it. You may get some feedback once the issue has been resolved, but with the new system, you actually get feedback throughout the process. Not only you, but also anyone in the city can track to see where that issue is and what's going on with it.
These applications are free to download and are available on the iOS App Store or Google Play. Just search for the City of Virginia Beach in either store and they should come right up. For more details, log on to the website listed below. Enrollment is now open for the spring 2015 Bank On Virginia Beach classes.
So let's talk about the components of Bank On.
In addition to the basics of banking and money management, participants will learn savings strategies, see how to break the crisis mode, how credit works, how an individual's credit score can affect one's job, and more. Bank On classes meet once per month for 10 months at the following locations. The Meyera E. Oberndorf Central Library is located at 4100 Virginia Beach Boulevard. Classes start the third Wednesday of each month beginning April 15th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And the Great Neck Library, located at 1251 Bain Drive, will offer classes the third Saturday of each month beginning April 18th from 9:30 to 11 a.m. So don't forget, you can register online for Bank On classes or call Lori Irwin, Financial Empowerment Coordinator, at 385-3551. Each month, Superintendent Aaron Spence highlights one student, staff, or community partner that is driven, passionate, and determined. The video is then presented to the school board during their meetings. Today, we're introducing you to a new club formed at Cox High School. Students there teamed up with some professionals to get a message out to the community.
The idea came from a conversation Gabby and I had about our concerning social media use and how some people were misusing it, and we wanted to fix the problem. Well, first we wanted to make a club at school and try to get more people on board with the idea, and then we realized to get more people involved, we had to make a public service announcement to get the word out.
The club is called Sense Before Sending. Our purpose was to show people that what they post can follow them and evidently impact their future, and people think that whatever they post online isn't there forever, and it is, and it can follow you. We basically had the idea, we need to have people that can speak to kids and reach out to them and they say, hey, I know who that is. So it will be a lot easier for them to be able to relate to the video if they knew the person that was talking, and that helped us get the word out a lot more. I believe it's important because it can start out really small as a personal belief, but once it reaches other people, you know you're helping the community, and I hope that it lasts longer and carries on because it can impact a lot of people.
Glad you brought up the community because it's part of and parcel of who Cox High School is. It's in our mission statement. We are focused on the entire community, not just the kids who come to this building, but everybody. And their work on this public service announcement has been nothing short of amazing. They've reached out to students their own age and younger, and adults as well, and told people what they needed to hear about posting anything on the internet, because they're absolutely correct. It never, ever goes away. So they're smart, and they have taken the bull by the horns and made a statement that will resonate throughout our community.
I think it's a good idea because instead of just helping, I guess, myself or another friend, it helps the community, and this can be played anywhere and still have the same meaning that it does here.
Our goal really was to keep the club going, so I really hope to see that once I graduate, more people will want to take on the challenge of creating maybe a new public service announcement or continuing with trying to get the word out, so that's really just what I hope for.
If you would like to watch the Sense Before Sending video, it's available on the School Division's YouTube website. Just log on and search Sense Before Sending. While our last story at Cox High School dealt with the consequences of thinking before sending social media, this next one taught students to think after listening. And these students had little time on their hands for the concert.
We got music from pop, rock, I'm gonna rap. We've got absolutely all the, spectrum of music that you can possibly think of. Country, we've got everything for the kids.
We are the Blue Aces. Our job is to get out in the schools, talk about recruiting, communicating the Air Force story, and sharing all the good things that the Air Force does as a whole all across the world.
And on this day, the world, well, at least at Cox High School, stopped and listened to the beat of the drums.
We've got a full rock and roll show. We've got a light show ready to go. We've got lasers. We've got dancing. We do more than just sit in the chairs and play the instruments. We make it a full 60-minute experience that these kids won't ever forget.
From Katy Perry to Humphreys McGee, the Blue Aces lit up the hall with a spectacular light show that thrilled students lucky enough to get out of class.
Well, we received an email that they were going to be in the area and would we be interested, and I want to try to give my students every opportunity that I can to be able to not only enjoy the music that they provide, but also to be able to look at some careers possibly in the naval services.
So whether it was thinking about careers or just listening to some great music, students had no worries with this assignment.
It was great. I loved it. I was not expecting that at all. I thought it was going to be like some marching band. It ended up being a rock band. It was really cool. I like that.
This was so cool. I absolutely and utterly love this. I really want them to come back next year when I'm a senior, just because then I'll probably be able to participate more, because I was recording it on my own stuff so I can post it. But oh my God, this was so much fun. I feel so bad for the students that didn't come here today.
And for those that did come, it offered something to think about in regards to future plans.
Our mission is to inspire and to recruit kids and tell them that, if you think of something you can do, you can do it in the Air Force. If you want to be a chef, you can totally do it on the Air Force. You can get education paid for, you can get your training paid for, and you can actually go out into the world and say, hey, I've been doing this for 4 or 6 years, you'll get a job as quick as possible.
Any student interested in pursuing a career in the military after high school should talk to their high school guidance counselors. They can get you started on your career in the military. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. But if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. Today, we depart with some photos of the Urban Search and Rescue Team as they conducted training operations this past March 24th at Camp Pendleton. The training provided Virginia Task Force 2 the ability to maintain motivated and experienced personnel, specialized tools, equipment, and techniques for the purpose of rescuing persons in peril. For everyone here at VBTV, I'm Diana Cartwright. Thanks for watching.